What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Thank you very much, Caffeine Team, for joining me yet again. So today is the day we install the Unitronic Stage 2 on the MK7 GTI. So, as you guys know and heard from last video, we are going Stage 2 with Unitronic. It means two things. It means the JB4 needs to go back to map 0 so that we can log some of the Unitronic stuff and see what kind of boost numbers we're actually hitting with Unitronic, which is going to be pretty exciting to see. It's a much more leveled out tune. There's a lot more usable power in the tune. So even though the numbers output overall to the wheels are a little bit lower than what JB4 showed on the dyno, usable power is much better. Also, there is no governance on this, so I can actually take this car to Mexico and do some runs. Some real runs. Some that are not going to stop me in 5,500 RPMs and drop all my boost. So, before we get started with anything, I need to pull the car up on the driveway and get close enough so that I can reach my Wi-Fi connection, because you're going to need a Wi-Fi connection to set up, one, your Unitronic account and everything else that comes with the Unitronic. So you're going to need a laptop. It's going to be Windows, and it's going to require Internet Explorer 11 at least, or a compatible web browser. So make sure you guys do that. Let's pull the car up on the driveway. Let's hook up my battery, because you need an external battery. It's recommended, it's not required, but you do need an external battery. If you're gonna do it without it, make sure please that you have a good battery in your car, and you've also turned everything off as far as electricals go. So if you have anything plugged into your cigarette lighters, anything that might draw power while you're running the flash tune. This is your Uniconnect cable, and it would have a serial number on here. I am covering mine for my own protection, but it will be dedicated to your vehicle. So all the specifications, everything will be assigned to your vehicle, your car, your VIN number. So that way no one can, pretty much steal this and use it on their car without Unitronic actually knowing it. But before we can get started on actually installing the Unitronic software, we have to load everything into the handy dandy computer, which I have conveniently placed a Unitronic sticker on. When you first open up your Uniconnect box, you're gonna get a card that looks like this. It's gonna have a website. It's gonna say getunitronic.com/getUniconnect. So we're actually gonna go to that website right now on my handy dandy computer. Now it's gonna ask you to enter your cable number. That cable number is located on the cable itself. Usually starts with the letters UCP. I'm going to blur out the actual thing, and I'm also going to blur out my fingers, because you guys can probably figure out what I touched. You sneaky, sneaky people. I always recommend you guys read the instructions. Obviously, Unitronic puts it together very nicely. I've actually taken the liberty of reading through these instructions already. So now the first step to this is actually to go back to the previous screen and actually hit that download button on there. That's going to download the Uniconnect Plus agent, and it's going to install it in your computer. Very simple to use. Connect your Uniconnect Plus to the actual computer. It's going to pop up. It's going to say device is ready. Once the agent has downloaded, you're going to click on the download and open up the file. It's going to say, do you want to install this application, yada yada yada. You're going to go through all that stuff and also install the driver package that comes with the Uniconnect Plus. They're going to send you an email, and it's going to tell you to activate your cable. So make sure you go back to your email and click. It says click here to activate your cable. So now it says my cable, and then it tells you to complete a form. Once you complete the form on the Unitronic website, you're actually going to come back and go back into the Uniconnect installation agent, and it's going to download the installer. Once the drivers are in, it says install Uniconnect Plus, and it's going to give you the full version of Unitronic's Uniconnect. Remember, do not skip these steps. You're going to want to make sure that this is installed and activated prior to plugging this into your car. If you follow the steps right, guys, it's really simple to do. You're pretty much just downloading a bunch of drivers and then setting up the cable prior to you actually flashing this on your car. So make sure you, sometimes it might be easier if you do this upstairs in your house, load everything in all the files into the actual computer and the cable itself, so that way you can actually access this offline. All right, guys, so once you open up the actual application on your car and you've logged in using the same credentials that you set up on Unitronic.com, the first thing is it tells you is to connect to the port. Once you have it plugged in, click OK. Now, before you do anything, make sure that you turn the key on in the ignition so that way this whole thing can be set up correctly. The cable is not going to detect the ECU unless you have the key on. So it says, please confirm the following VIN number. And once you click confirm, it'll take you into the performance engine flash or loading an ECU diagnostic. So we're actually going to do performance engine flash. It's first going to detect the ECU. Then it's going to load all of the available flashes that you have for this car. We're actually going to go with just the stage 2, E20 93 or RON 98. It's going to say after you selected the file that you want. I actually have Unitronic's versions stage 1 all the way through 2 with an overrun file. So that would be something that's coming up next for you guys. It says, are you ready to start? Flashing stage 2. You're going to click yes. And it's going to go through the whole motion of preparing the ECU memory, reading everything, and keeping it as a stock file on your Uniconnect cable. And then it's going to flash the car with the stage 2 tune, which is going to make a lot more power. So I'm not going to bore you with this small process over here. It's pretty much just going to take you through the rest of this. Hey guys, just wanted to make a quick note. The car is going to go through a bunch of error messages and all kinds of stuff on your dash. Please don't worry about that stuff. It's all going to go away later. Just make sure you get through the entire process on here on the Uniconnect cable. Loading screens are pretty boring, but if you've done this correctly, then you should have a stage 2 flashed GTI or whatever car you're flashing. This can be used on any Audi or Volkswagen which supports Unitronic or Unitronic supports it. So a few things that I suggest while you're installing this. Sorry for the noise, but I have the car kind of idling to get used to the tune. It wasn't hard at all. It's definitely going to take a little bit of time, so make sure you plug it up to a battery charger. At the end, it's going to ask you to turn it off, click next, turn it on, click next, turn it on, click next, done, whatever. Just make sure you go through all that stuff, and if you have any errors or anything like that, make sure you contact Unitronic right away. If you decide not to go with the charger route and you end up your battery ends up shutting off, make sure you contact Unitronic right away, and then they'll try to rectify the situation and help you out in recovering your ECU. So we're actually going to put the JB4 in map 0 really quickly, and we'll go out for a drive and see how the new tune reacts to the roads. Let's do a quick pull. I know for those of you guys who are warranty conscious, this is definitely gonna hit home for you guys, but flash tuning is insane. I've never flash tuned a turbo car before. Guys, this feels insane. So first impressions are definitely a go. I'm gonna work on the Unitronic a little bit more and see where the power levels and all that stuff kind of lands me. I'll probably do a log sometime tonight, which I will you know, show you guys in another video, obviously. But I hope you guys understand how to install the Unitronic software. It's very easy to install at home. Just make sure, a few tips while going through the actual procedures. Make sure that you load the Unitronic cable upstairs in your house, and that after you do that, then you come back downstairs and install the software. Number 2, make sure you have a battery charger because you don't want this thing to die out. And number 3, have fun with your new Unitronic Stage 2 or Stage 1 Plus, whatever you decided to do. But this feels amazing, guys. I'm super excited. I don't know if you can tell in my voice, but definitely super excited right now. See you in the next one, Coffee Gang. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe down below. Peace out.
Her head was down, face locked onto the phone. And I wished